Okay, today's notes are on Social Security and Medicare. It covers the outcomes 34 and 35. As you notice, we're getting close to the end here with only 37 outcomes, and this is 34 and 35. Social Security and Medicare. There are many expenses involved in maintaining a comfortable and healthy lifestyle when you're not working. Think about some of the things and luxuries you enjoy right now. If you didn't have a job and no one was paying anything for you, it might be very hard to keep the same lifestyle you have. Being prepared to meet these challenges requires careful and early planning. After the stock market crash of 1929, the U.S. entered a period of very harsh economic times. Millions were unemployed, banks and businesses failed, and the elderly had trouble paying expenses just to survive. This led to the creating of the Social Security Act of 1935, which provided assistance to disabled or elderly people. Social Security certainly does not cover all expenses, but it does provide some assistance with finances when you retire or no longer can work. Medicare also provides health benefits to the same group as well. Since you cannot collect Social Security until you're 67, at least full Social Security until you're 67, why is it important to worry about right now? Well, if you remember what we did before, we calculated that Social Security is taken out of your paycheck. Every one of you who works has Social Security taken out of your paycheck. And you might be wondering, why am I paying for Social Security when it's going to other people? I might not get it by the time I'm that age. So how much actually gets taken out, and how much are you going to get when you're older? These are some of the questions we're going to answer today. For our examples, we're going to use the book. You don't have a book, but all of this stuff comes from a book that was printed in 2009. So we're going to use the standard tax for Social Security from 2009, which is 6.2%. Up to $106,800. Remember, Social Security is a flat tax, but it's only up to a certain income. If you make over $106,000, you will still only be taxed Social Security up to $106,800. Okay, example 1. In 2009, Jose had 2 jobs. He earned $73,440 working at a nursing home for the first 8 months. He switched jobs in September and began working at a hospital where he earned $42,566. How much Social Security tax did he overpay? To figure out how much Jose overpaid, you have to look at how much his income went over the maximum. So we have a maximum income of $106,800, but Jose earned a combined $73,440 and $42,566. So let's add those up. $73,440 plus $42,566. If we add those up, and this is going to take some quick math here. 6109104 looks like he made $116,006. So the problem is his jobs did not know that he had another job. So they keep taking out Social Security. They don't know what he made in his other job, so they just keep taking out Social Security. So the problem is, this is how much he made and was paying Social Security, but the maximum of Social Security is $106,800. So what we're going to do is find out how much he overpaid. So let's subtract those. We'll take, I'm going to get an actual calculator here. So $116,006 minus $106,800. So $116,006 minus $106,800. So it looks like he made $9,206 over the maximum that can be charged Social Security. So to figure out how much he overpaid in Social Security, we're going to take this number and multiply it by the 6.2%. So in summary, we took his combined income, we combined both his first job and his second job to get his total income. We figured out that the income can only be charged Social Security up to $106,000, but he was charged Social Security at $116,000. So we subtracted the two to find out how much he was overpaid. Not really overpaid, but paid too much towards Social Security, and we can figure out how much Social Security he paid by simply multiplying 9,206 times 0.062, which equals $570.77. That is how much he overpaid in Social Security. Now, moving on to the next example. You do not qualify for Social Security just because you turn a certain age. It's not like you hit the magical number of 67 and all of a sudden you're like, yay, free money. If you haven't held a job for that whole time up until you were 67, you don't qualify for Social Security. So how this is recorded is actually when you file your taxes every year, you file how much money you made and how much you put towards Social Security. The federal government actually keeps track of all the money and that you've made as well as all the money you've paid towards Social Security. So that when you get of age to collect Social Security, they know exactly how much you've made each year and how much you have paid towards Social Security. It turns out that Social Security is not a flat amount. It's actually an average of sort of how much you've made over your career. So really, really, really wealthy people will actually get more Social Security than really, really, really poor people because they put more money into the system. So each year that you work, you earn what are called credits. Think of like points. And the goal is to earn 4 points every year. And it's really stupid low to earn those 4 credits. You only have to make $4,360 per year to earn four full credits. This is what you need. This is the minimum you need to get Social Security each year. So you could have a part-time job at McDonald's and probably make more than that. So I think most people fall into this category. So let's look at an example. Fran requests her annual Social Security statement from the Social Security Administration each year. She wants to check how many Social Security credits she received in 2009. She worked all year and earned $8,000 per month. Now this is easy because she earned $8,000 per month. That is well over the $4,360 per year you would need to earn. She earned something like, almost $100,000 that year. So she is definitely going to earn her 4 full credits. What about example number 3? Beth earned $5,600 working part-time during the first half of the year, and then she ended up leaving for college and didn't work again. Does she still get the credits? Yes, because you only need a minimum of $4,360 per year. It doesn't matter when you work or when you make that amount per year as long as you make it, and she did. She made it over that amount per year, so she will receive the 4 full credits. So that's the credits system. Now, remember I told you that you could retire at 67 and receive full retirement. There is such thing as like partial Social Security. If you can wait till you're 67, you earn full retirement or full Social Security. And full Social Security is this sort of math right here. So this is your average monthly income. So they take the last 30 years you've been working and they average your monthly salary. So you earn 90% of the first $680 you make per month. and then 32% of the amount that's between 680 and 4,100. And if you happen to clear over $4,100 per month, you would earn 15% of that amount. So it's a little bit of sort of complicated math here, but basically you can actually start pulling Social Security at age 62, but it is severely reduced compared to if you can wait till you're 67. So we'll talk about that in both examples 4 and 5 here. So Marissa reached age 62 in 2007. She did not retire until 67 or at full retirement. Over her life, she earned an average of $2,300 per month after her earnings were adjusted for inflation. So what is her Social Security benefit? So this is an example of a person who probably makes, this is somebody who makes probably minimum wage their whole life, and they average out $2,300 per month. So what is she actually going to see per month on a retirement check from Social Security? Well, we have to look at, and let me see if I can highlight this. So the first 90%, the first $680 is given at 90%, whereas the amount between 680 and 4,100 is given at 32%. So I'm going to color code this here. So she earns $2,300 per month. So we have to sort of divide this amongst these two groups. The first 680. So if we do 2,300 minus 6, let's see. Well, not minus 680. Let's just go back. The first 680. So she's going to earn $680 at 90%. So 0.90. So we do 680 times 0.9. So she's going to earn $612 from that group. Now, we need to figure out what amount of income is between 4,100 and 680. So we just take her 2,300 and subtract 680. So 2,300 minus 680 is 1,620. So that amount, 1,620, is going to be multiplied by the 32% that gets given at that amount. Okay, 1,620 times 0.32. So that amount is $518.40. So what happens is she gets $612 plus $518.40 for her retirement, which if you combine those, she gets $1,130.40 for Social Security. So again, a little bit of complicated math here, but let me sort of recap what we just did. So what the Social Security Administration does is they average your income for the last 30 years you've been working in a per month basis. So when you go to take retirement, if you're taking full retirement, you will get 90% of the first $680 per month that you made. Since she made $2,300 per month, the first 680 right here, the first 680 was given to her at 90% of that. So we take 680 times 90% and you get 612. So that's how much she made from the first section. The second section is the income between 680 and 4,100. So we had to take her monthly income and subtract the 680 to figure out how much was left over. The 1,620 left over is given at 32% of whatever she made. So you multiply it by 32%, and that's why we got this amount. You take the two amounts, add them together, and that is how much she makes in Social Security. Take a good look at this, because before she retired, she was making an average of $2,300 per month, and Social Security only pays $1,130.40, less than half. Less than half. So think about when you are going to retire, whatever wage you're making, Social Security will pay probably less than half of what you're making, which means that's the whole point about retirement and saving and investing in a retirement account, because Social Security is not enough to survive in the current lifestyle that you will be having. Okay, so that's why there's an importance of actually planning for your own retirement. Now, let's say she retired at 65. Well, it turns out that at 65, you get a 13.3% reduction. Okay, that's an at symbol. At 65, there is a 13.3% reduction in your pay. So you take 13.3%, multiply it by your monthly payment, and that's how much is going to be reduced from your Social Security. So we do 0.0133 times that amount, and it's going to be reduced. Oops, did that wrong. 0.133 times 1130.4, $150. So you will get a reduction, so I'll put a negative there, 150.34. That means that by retiring just 2 years earlier at 65 instead of 67, she will make $150 less per year, per month, sorry. So to figure that out, we take 1130.40 and we subtract 150.34, and you get a check of $980.06. So if she retires a whole 2 years earlier, her income is reduced by that amount. So she would have been making $1,130, but she decides to retire 2 years early. That is now her monthly check. So that's a big difference. Now, what happens if you retire at the minimum Social Security, which is 62? Well, it turns out that at 62, and I'll write this here, at 62 years of age, the reduction is 30%. Meaning if you just can't wait to retire and take Social Security at 67, you want to do it 5 years earlier, your pay is going to be reduced by 30%. So we take $1,130.40, multiply it by 0.30, and that's going to be what's going to be discounted. So 1130.4, 30.4 times 30%. That's a reduction of $339.12. So if we take the 1130.4 minus 339.12, your income is now $791.28. So that is such a huge difference. Obviously, you want to wait if you can. You want to wait until you're 67, because taking retirement or taking Social Security at the minimum 62 years of age is a significant decrease in your pay. Okay, so something to think about. Last one. When you retire, and this is all about Medicare here, when you retire, you may also choose to apply for Medicare. You don't have to. You can certainly just keep your same health insurance if you want to. But Medicare is a sort of, it takes care of hospital insurance. So if you have to go to the hospital and stuff like that, usually Medicare takes care of that. But if you want medical insurance, like if you get sick or anything like that, or for prescriptions or whatever, Medicare is broken into several parts. But the insurance is where you're going to have premiums attached to it. So it's very minimal. If just to put this in perspective, look at the Medicare. To pay for Medicare, the premium is only $96. I pay about $300 per. Actually, I pay about $200 and some dollars per paycheck. So I'm about $500 per month that I pay for me and my family to have health insurance. This is only $96. So it is a severely discounted insurance at Medicare. So once you hit 62, you can start taking Medicare. So, this is going to be very easy. It's $96.40 per month. That's the monthly premium as of 2008. So you have Ryan, who's retired and is qualified to receive Medicare. In 2008, he paid a standard monthly premium. So how much did he pay for the year? Well, I mean, if you're paying $96.40 per month, how much did he pay per year? You just simply multiply that by 12. So $96.40 times 12. Okay, he will pay over the course of the year $1,156.80. That's it. So there is a few examples. That's it as far as notes. The practice problems are there. You are supposed to work through the practice problems. I would suggest with only a few outcomes left, some of you can use any outcomes you can get. You should get. So I would suggest practicing some of these questions. That way you pass the outcomes on the outcome quiz next class. All right. Thanks.